Great day and God bless. So the other day I posted a video sharing how my now ex-wife, the mother of my children, contracted HIV from a previous relationship, and which she didn't disclose that information to me until after finding out she was pregnant with my first daughter. And I'll link the video for any of you guys who haven't, heard my testimony. But from looking at all of the comments, first of all, thank you guys so much for your kindness, your support, your perspectives, your prayers, the insight, and just your encouragement. All in all, I do thank you guys. Whether negative or positive, I welcome it all, because again, you don't know until you know. And it was a learning experience for me, and I've been saying it for quite some time, even before knowing, that she had HIV. Everything that happened to me happened for others, which leads me to the purpose of this video. A lot of you guys, a lot of us have testimonies that are answers to the prayers that someone is praying to God for confirmation, for an answer. A lot of us are withholding the good news of how God has delivered us, how God has been merciful to us in our life. A lot of you guys are holding on to experiences where you've gained wisdom and how you've overcome and how you have received breakthrough. And you aren't sharing the good news on how God has delivered you from that. There has literally been multiple people who have commented on my testimonial video that I posted a few days ago, who have thanked not only God, but who have thanked me for being obedient by sharing my testimony, which is now an answered prayer and confirmation for them to make the decision that they have been praying to God for. And I'll say this, I was disobedient because I delayed posting that video and sharing that testimony out of the fear of hurting her, when really I was hurting myself. And I've allowed it to go on for so long, and I was disobedient, and God would give me signs after signs. I'm praying to God because I was conflicted between my flesh and my spirit, wanting to do God's will and being tormented and wanting to do what I thought was now my will. I gotta be honest. But I disobeyed God, and He has removed and He has created separation. He caused an eviction to create that separation from me and my wife, my ex-wife. Repossessions, He placed a levy on my bank account. He caused disruption in my life. What are you holding on to that God is calling you to do, to share with those that you've been asking for confirmation? God, give me confirmation. This is your confirmation right here. I'm not going to go on the God sent me to tell you, because this is me personally speaking. In fact, I'll do you one better. 2025, I created, so for those of you guys who don't know, I do go by the name Brooklyn Boon. I am the founder of How You Holdin Up. I am also a motivational music artist, podcast host, public speaker, amongst many things, right? My purpose for saying that is I created a song called Talk to Him. And I'll drop the link. You guys can check out the official video. You guys can listen to the music. But the song started off, I was praying to God, because I'm like, God, I want to create a song that would engage the audience when I perform, that people can gravitate to, that I can still glorify your name and not compromise who I am, all while encouraging the listener and the viewer from my experiences and what I've recently gone through and what I've gone through, up to this point in life. And His response to me was talk to them. So I titled the song Talk to Him. But the more I continue seeking God, and the more He reveals to me after I was obedient by sharing that testimony from the other day, the more that commandment that He gave me when He told me to talk to them is clear. So many of you guys have commented who felt like you guys didn't have a voice, or who may have felt like you were the only one who have experienced something like that. And that was me for the longest while. I didn't have anybody who I could pick up my phone and call and say, hey, look, this is the situation. I'm going through this. I know that you went through something similar. I didn't have many resources of people who are online speaking about, hey, this is what I've gone through and this is how you can avoid it. Or, hey, look, this is what I've gone through. This is the wisdom that I've gained from that experience. This is how God delivered me, etc., etc. In this specific manner. You know, there's so much that I'm going to share with you guys over time, but I want this video to stay where it is right now. And I want to encourage you guys. Do not allow fear to stop you, to hinder you. Do not let fear to cause disobedience and delay in the thing that you know God is calling you to do, that will not only bring breakthrough to you in your life, but that will bring breakthrough to other people's lives, that will answer prayers for other people's lives. Since 2021, I realized that my life is bigger than me. Let's take Jesus. He died on the cross for our sins. He died for our sins, which means my life is bigger than me. So everything that has happened to me happens for others. So I can share my testimony, so I can give God the glory. So you can share your testimony, so you can give God the glory. Talk soon.